Broadcast. Broadcast. Bang. Want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. St. Patty's Day. What do you know? Wow. All I could say is wow. Thursday, March 17th, 2011, 4 p.m. Eastern. Holy crap, did you see the yen last night? Wow. Like an idiot tried to buy it. This thing is all over the lot as we speak. This baby is moving. I mean moving. Dollar yen got as low as 76.30 on a break, and it goes to tell you how when they break these things, when they break stops, when they take out major spots, momentum, and they did it at 6 p.m. Eastern. Amazing. Who are these guys? You don't think Goldman Sachs knew it was coming? Of course they did. We did very well, thank you very much. Told you the yen was going to explode. Sheep get slaughtered. Listen, macroeconomically, in 5 months, I agree. The yen, the Japanese economy is going to be doing better. They're going to be buying stuff. Absolutely. They're going to be ripping. They're going to have inflation for the first time in God knows how long. But until then, there's got to be repatriation. And I think, when you think about it, the comments we've been hearing is that the Minister of Finance said last night there's really hasn't been a big repatriation need. Well, because they injected $160 billion into the system, alleviated their pain to take the money home. But it's just a matter of when they start selling U.S. Treasuries. It's just a matter of when. And rates are going to go up for everyone. It's going to go up for them. It's going to be painful. It's not going to be good. And in the meantime, this situation is going to keep on deteriorating. There's still uncertainty. Obama just spoke before. He basically said, if things don't get worse. Drives me crazy. If things don't get worse. Well, what does that mean, Mr. President? If. You don't know? He doesn't know. We all don't know. You would think he would know more than we would, but he really doesn't. Pretty pathetic. The White House said, to ABC News, well, you should ask your own reporters on the ground. Okay. Now, looking at this dollar index, you could try and make a case that it's going to try and hold this channel line, but people, remember, it broke my big number. It's broken. Busted. Now, according to reports, there is going to be a G7 conference call tonight. And in that conference call, they're going to be discussing about a coordinated intervention. Now, the last time they did this, I believe, was 1987, called the Plaza Accord. James Baker, I think, was the one who orchestrated it. But that was at a time when dollar yen rate was ridiculously high. You might say it's ridiculously low. I would challenge you on that. And it was at a time when things were, 86, 87, U.S. economy turned the corner a little bit. We were pumping out arsenal after arsenal, missile after missile, guns, dogs and cats living together. But no. So I just think we live in different times, and I don't think they've had time to really prepare for the kind of intervention that the market really needs. I don't think they can deliver. And if I'm right, this is going to be a big setup tonight. This is going to be a big bill. A big bill. This is going to be a big setup in dollar yen because let me tell you something. Wouldn't you think, and I understand this looks like the most gorgeous freaking hammer you're ever going to see, and it has gone down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight days. Yes. Yes, I agree. But it still has to take out. Where is it? I don't want to hit a line. Sorry. When you see these times of meltdown, It's not always easy. This was more of a hammer, at least. But this night is not going to be easy. You see the high and the low here? 87.10, 85.90, around there. That's enough. 100 and some odd range. I think we're going to have a lot more of a range tonight. And I think the fact that it's not closing as good as we saw the last time it spiked down. But I think that, for us to have a move down to 78, 78, 70, even 77.50. Because speculators are both long and short. And the Minister of Finance doesn't like either of them. And a lot of people are saying to themselves, pounding the table, this is so bad for Japan. This is going to kill Japan. You got to get short the yen. It's going to be terrible. Well, I don't know. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that. They're going to rebuild. I think it's a dent to their economy. I think it's going to hurt them, absolutely. Long run, who knows if they even recover from this. But they are very resilient people. So what I think is going to happen, and I think this makes perfect sense to me, is that you're going to get some sort of a statement, the G7 saying, we accept a dollar-yen rate at 75 to 80, considering the rebuilding that will be required. Japan's going to need to consume a lot more than it exports. It would make sense to have a stronger currency. Oh, my God. You would see dollar-yen probably make it down here and then make a sick comeback, too. They've accepted dollar-yen in 80 to 84 range. What's wrong with ratcheting it down but saying the line in the sand is 75? We have a line in the sand. We will not take excessive risk speculation in the market. Boom. They're not going to deliver. If you think this is going to be so easy tonight, oh, baby, you're crazy. I mean, you look at this sterling yen. Listen, maybe we're going to take this out. I don't know. I could see more of a break first and then a rally. Break down to here. It's going to be crazy tonight. Maybe we hold 126. See something more like that. But certainly today we saw some real strength coming out of the euro. Dead wrong on that one. Terrible. Gave back some pips today. Absolutely. But, we look at this thing. Listen, it looks good. Listen, if they do intervention, they're going to buy dollars initially. You're probably going to see this thing come in. But then it's going to rally after. And they'll peg dollar yen. Repeat what I just said, if you need to. I'm not going to say it again. They're going to peg dollar yen, and you watch they'll rally the euro. But, you look at this hourly chart, flagging, looks good. But looking at this daily, it's gone. And look at this close. There's a new close. High. Could it fail? Sure. Is the intervention going to make it up, down? Sure. But at the end of the day, dollar index is below our 76.10 level. This thing is now closing above this channel line. This thing could really be setting itself up to make a nice little run tonight. No matter how you want to slice it. Again, they're selling dollars. And by rallying the euro, dollar softens the blow on euro yen. Sick moves last night. Oh, my goodness. Look at the hammer there. Doji. Wow. Was that it? I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I really don't know. Anyone that tells you they know for sure, you're nuts. It's a setup to me. At the end of the day, I think we're going to come in, I just don't know how much. Maybe 109.50. But it's not going to be all that easy. But at the end of the day, that could have been the bottom. We really could have seen them. You buy dollar yen at 76.50. You buy dollar yen at 77. Long term, I think that's a good hold. I think that should really hold. We'll know more tonight, but you look at this daily chart in dollar yen, doesn't look as good, does it? Even you look at Aussie yen. Not as good. I would like to have seen more of a doji. These things haven't. I'll tell you what, though, this Aussie yen takes out today's high, gone. Like the wind. To the moon, Alice. Beam me up, Scotty. Hell yeah. So I'm just nervous that they're gonna surprise everyone. I think it would make logical sense. Look at that loony yen. Wow. Another one. I think this thing comes in. You know, come in, we retest them, maybe we slingshot back up. But I just don't see how this is just the dead bottom. That's it. And this thing's going to now explode up to here. Tell you get 81 on a comment, I think it's a short. Listen, if you could short these things higher. I don't see Dalian ripping on a whole G7 teleconference and even having enough money to cause Dalian to go to 82. Something like that. Dollar Swiss, very active today. So, again, very active night. Look for my twits if you can. Or join premium. I don't know. Do what you got to do. Oh, baby. Dollar Swiss could have made a bottom. Drifting lower at the end of the day. Don't love the action at all. Euro Swiss, I still love to the short side. Love it. Oh, baby. So many good, some good. Listen, Euro Swiss was good. Euro dollar killed. Look at that move. Ridiculous. Really laid in 39.50. I thought that would hold. That was a painful move up to 140.50. Not good. This dollar yen, look at this. It continues to drift lower towards the end of the day. This is not a good close. You can't really see it. Let's see, 15 minutes. I got plenty of time. Look at this break. 15-minute chart. Taking out the whole little uptrend channel it had going on. Now it's rolling over. 10, 20, 30. Crossing to the downside. I think this is a setup. I think this baby, we could be talking at least down to here. 78.30. I know it's only 60 pips, but still. We might even close a lot lower now. We got plenty of time. 50 minutes. Who knows what they'll do? But, it didn't. They didn't have the force. It was all rumor and conjecture about this whole communique. I think they're not going to deliver. And you know what? If they don't, if there's no statement, Dalian collapses. Dalian utterly collapses. Oh, free Friday? No. Only for newbies. That's true. Forgot. If you're a newbie, you might try my service for free Friday. Email me. I got all sorts of problems, though. I might not be able to email you. Might be for my BlackBerry. Falling apart. Just in time. For the market to fall apart. Dollar Canada. Big reversal day today. But I think it's holding. Look at that. Turning. 10, 20, 30. First real time, if you look at this, we tried to turn here. Not as forceful. We tried to turn here. Not as forceful. If this baby could hold 98, I still stand by my thing that this thing has turned the corner for a nice pop. A nice big pop. I mean, you're talking about a high yielder. You're talking about the Aussie that just got sliced for 400 pips. Well, this one's only up 150. Ron. So you look at this Aussie, and while it did make an impressive comeback, New Zealand was down big today. This thing's got more. This thing couldn't really rally. Stock market was up big, and this thing could not rally. What's up with that? Tell me. What's up with that? So, and we're going to attack Libya tonight, apparently. There's going to be, within hours of the UN approving it, France wants to attack. This is crazy. I can't believe we're going to end up attacking. We didn't find out a way to get them, someone, mercenaries. Why can't we hire mercenaries? I mean, I don't know. Why don't we pay some of Gaddafi's people to fight on the other side? I'm sure they probably would. Better than killing our troops, wasting our material. I'll bribe someone not to, have to go to war. I think it's worth it. Especially if they go for democracy. But, all right. This Aussie dollar chart to me, again, not finished. Nope. Tried to rally. Really keeps failing. Even yesterday, same thing, right? Failed, closing. It came back nicely, but it was the panic sell in dollar yen. That Aussie yen, wow. Was that something or what? It's like once a year we get this crap. Flash crash, same thing. Sterling yen, I did. Euro yen. that is definitely a freaking doji. They're buying the euro, but it's not over. This thing is not over. We will retest this low. If not today, if not tomorrow, at some point, we always do. And again, we get up to 112. They get this sucker up to 112, great spot. But we're crossing the downside. I do not think this thing is going to now take out 114. No freaking way. Any sell, we're going to then roll over. This is not over. This takes months. Repatriation. Don't forget, it's the end of their year coming up. More craziness. I love it. More reason for you to go premium, you jerkies. Dollar Swiss, we did already, I guess. I don't know. Acts terrible. This thing, there's no one in sight. I'd rather play the Euro Swiss. I mean, they're buying this Swiss franc, I guess. Listen. That's true. That's true. I forgot to mention that. That's true. We got the big full moon in 2 days. Saturday night, so expect the markets to be freaking crazy Sunday. Crazy. But you look at this Euro Swiss, it came back. I don't think it's done. Get any bounce in this thing? 127.50, even 127. Certainly double bottom, possibly. But I don't know. I think it's more of a sell at 127 than a buy. Crazy day. Crazy. I'm not even going to talk about macroeconomics. Who gives a crap? Philly Fed out of the U.S., 43.4, much better. We do it again. It's all about the G7. We got nothing in Asia. Nothing. Nationwide consumer confidence out of London. Pound very strong today. Let's take a look at the sterling dollar. German producer prices, increase of 0.7%. Mortgage approvals, trade balance out of Eurozone, big deal. CPI out of Canada certainly could be interesting. Looking for a big increase, 0.5, 0.4. Cable, I know it looks good on the hourly. I mean, we look at this hourly and it looks scary. It does. It's going higher. But it's not over. That's some wedge. This thing looks good. It's going to explode. Right here, the whole downtrend channel line, we're wedging. But again, look, it did here too, didn't it? Actually, it did each time. You can make a case wedge, fail. So should we fail, we're going down. Listen, Aussie dollar, euro dollar also. It's not over. I'm not as bullish on the short given that daily chart. But, you look at this. Flagged here. Never really popped and just rolled over. So we start taking out 161. You got to get short. And again, I look at this dollar Canada hourly chart also. It looks good. Just a pullback. I see us popping right back up. But again, this 98 level really needs to hold. 98 goes. Houston, we got a problem. What else? Oh, I was going to do Euro Swiss. I'll tell you. 3 hours sleep. Crazy night. But you got to love it. At the end of the day, yeah, the euro was terrible. A lot of bad things. Cable was not so good. But, it was more the yens. Shifted all the focus. Absolutely. Everything came in nicely in Europe. You look at this Euro Swiss. I'm not convinced it's a bottom. Not convinced. And again, getting back to the dollar index, and I'll leave you on that. All right, team, I'll see you back at 5 o'clock. But this dollar index, it's busted. So it's very hard for me to pound the table on my dollar longs. I like yen longs, absolutely. That's the play. On a non-deliver. But now, if they get this sucker really way down, if they get this thing at 78.50, maybe it'll pop into the statement. I think it's more of a sell in the news event. I hope they rip this thing. I hope they rip this thing, and then you sell in the news. You can get short at 80.50 on dollar yen. It's a steal. They don't have the firepower. I really don't. I don't believe it. But this dollar index, again, big, close, terrible. And I don't see how you could be long this. It's broken. And the euro looks like it's breaking out. Maybe commodity currencies again. I think you get the same situation where you have, like today, Euro Aussie. Take a look at this one. They're killing the commodity currencies and they're buying the Europeans. I mean, look at this thing. It's exploding. So just because the euro is going up does not mean the Aussie, the Kiwi, which closed terrible, has to be going up. These things are exploding. That Euro Aussie, we looked at that this morning, team, didn't we? Helped out. 50 pips. But, pound Aussie. I mean, look at this. Breaking out. Pound Aussie is gone. Like the wind. This thing is a buy now. BOP. Absolutely. Certain things are breaking out. Commodity currencies are the ones where all the money is, where the Japanese have all their money. They're taking it out. And it's not going to stop. All right, team, see you back at 5 o'clock. And again, I'm trying to get rid of this nasally, ridiculous. Won't go away. I got to stop smoking. Andrew Spanton, info@globalfxradio.com. If you've never tried my service, email me at info@globalfxradio.com, and I'll let you try my service free tomorrow for the whole day. Have a good one, everyone. Get ready for another crazy, crazy night. Bye-bye.